Welcome back to Anime Club Name Pending. This is episode 2. We watched an anime called The Girl from the Other Side. These are our thoughts and opinions. Let's start with I don't know what to call. Let's just start with our club president. What did you think?
Good intro, good intro. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Anime Club Name Pending. And so we watched that whatever that is because I see when I wrote it down I wrote its Japanese name, so that's why I don't. What is it called again in English?
The Girl from the Other Side, parentheses 2022.
The Girl from the Other Side 2022. Yeah, well, before I started off, how are you doing today, Spencer? Don't want to leave you out.
I'm doing well. Glad to be here.
Nice. So, when did we all finish yesterday?
I did.
I finished like before midnight yesterday. When did you finish, Kira?
About 6 hours ago.
Damn, you were really giving us shit for not having any emojis on there, and then you're the last one to finish.
I am a serial procrastinator.
We were playing fucking Deep Rock Galactic on like Wednesday or whatever, and she's looking at the thing. She's like, I don't see any emojis under there. And I'm like, alright, where's yours? And she's like, I'll get to that.
Come on. You know what? I'm never gonna. I'm always gonna like choose the longest amount of time to finish now.
I'm a serial
I will.
procrastinator. You can do whatever
I
you
will
want.
never allow you to tell me that. Why did you choose such a long deadline?
If the deadline was Wednesday,
No,
it would have gotten watched on
no,
Wednesday. I don't
That's not
understand
any
how that
better.
helps your case.
it don't matter. Don't matter.
Uh,
So, all right, then that
Whatever, we
means
can watch less.
it's like then it's good then because it's fresh in our minds, and it was only about an hour long.
Yeah,
So
did you
what
guys
did I?
watch the other two things that were listed there? Because I started watching them and they were both like exactly the same, so I just did not.
I did. I didn't watch it. I just skimmed through it.
There wasn't
I
any
only had 3
differences.
things to
It
watch.
was just I think one was just more focused on Shiva. The other one was I guess it was the last arc of the movie. But there's no new content in them. They were just clips.
Okay.
But let's start it off then. Can one more time, Kira? Can I get the name of this in English? The Girl from the Other
From
Side,
the Other Side, 2022.
2022. So, you know, I thought, this film was very deceiving. And what I mean by deceiving, there's like 2 points for me. One is like when you look at it like from like an art style perspective, you think, oh man, for the most part, this looks it looks pretty simplistic. Like very like the scenes are drawn, you know, kind of like an older type like storybook type thing. But like as you like watch the film, like there's a lot of good animation in this. A lot of just I'm not even an artist, but you could tell like in terms of like the lighting, the mood setting, they did a really good job while still maintaining that like like nothing too crazy. Like it's a very nice, serene type look. But the other deceptive thing was Kira said this show was like supposed to be like Somali in the Forest Spirit, which I got that vibe, but at the same time I didn't get that vibe either. Like, yeah, it's just a being and a little girl, and then there was a time when the little the guy wants to send the girl off to go live with some humans. But I wouldn't say it was completely similar, but it did give off some similar vibes. But besides that, I liked it. For an hour long, it told its story, told its thing. I was a big part of the Shiva fan club. Every time Shiva was on screen, it's like that meme. That meme where like there's like a group of guys and they're like sitting on a couch,
Yeah.
and then they're like not interested on the top, and then the bottom is them all cheering. You know that meme?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that just replace, I can make a meme of that, but just replace that with like Shiva not on screen. Shiva on screen, because every time I saw her, she was so kawaii, bro. So I appreciated that. And then I think I think a lot of this film is just, telling a good story. While it's not like very deep in terms of like its plot, it makes up for it with its art, the music, the sound, and I found myself very engaged, enjoyed all of it, without really understanding, like without like I got the main idea of the story, but like overall it was all very nice to just sit down, relax, and watch, especially at like 11 at night. I really enjoyed it. So those are my main thoughts. I'll let someone else take it from here, and I'll add on as we talk. So who's next?
I suppose I will go next, since I don't think Kira is going to be too eager to volunteer. But
Even though this is hers.
I really enjoyed the art style of this. It reminded me of like a picture book, a children's picture book. And honestly, I think my favorite part of it was at the very beginning, when I don't even know how to explain it. It was very abstract and everything like flowed, and it was almost like you were looking at it when you were like right below the water surface, if that makes sense. The way everything.
You talking about like the first like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. It reminded more and more of like a film reel.
Yeah, they're like
how it's like distorted.
yeah, that's probably
I get
a better way to
your
put that.
thing too. I get your thing too. It was good.
Shiva's character was interesting because like she's just some little kid that her village is like dead, or allegedly dead, it would seem. But then even though she's like this little kid, she can somehow just like perfectly wrap her injured ankle. I thought that was strange, because I'm assuming she's like 3 or 4, maybe 5. And how old is she supposed
There's
to be?
no shot she's 3. She's at least like 6.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't know how
She
old
can-
she.
she
That's
can
the whole
talk.
point.
Yeah.
You're
But she
telling me
can
3-year-olds
talk.
can't talk?
She was able to formulate some
Senses,
intricate ideas.
full empathy.
That's the whole thing, though. Like, she seems older than she actually is. That's like where I'm going with it. Like, she's still childish, but she also acts like she's older than she is, which is why I don't know how old she actually is.
Yeah, I'd say at least 6. They don't say it, right? I don't think they
I
do.
would not be in this dilemma otherwise.
3 is like a baby.
Anyway, that I feel there wasn't really. I feel like there's not really too much else to go into, other than that. I totally did not understand the last scene where they went underwater.
Yeah,
Like
I
at
was
all.
hoping our resident lore guide Kira could explain.
No, really.
That's
It
good.
looked nice. It
Yeah.
It
sounded
did look
nice.
nice.
It sounded very cool. It
Don't know how
reminded
she
me of
disappeared and reappeared, but maybe it was like a trip, like a acid trip or something.
I'll also say that I haven't watched Somali, but what this did remind me of, it vaguely reminded me of the Ancient Magus's Bride. They're also
Did
somewhat
you watch
similar
that,
in
Kira?
that
No, I was going to.
it's
I
like
didn't watch it
this
either.
teenage girl and then really tall monster guy that is not human, dressed in all black, and he takes care of her. So that I think that's all I have to say about that.
Well, I will say, adding on to like what you're talking about, Shiva's character, I think the film does a really good job at Shiva as someone who's like, she's a kid, so like a big chunk of that is just her acting like a kid. But she, like what you said is true, where she's like mature, where she like retains a lot of understanding of her loneliness and her fate, you know. So she's like aware, but that doesn't stop her from like just enjoying life, which I appreciated, because I don't want to see a depressed 6-year-old. I want to see her, chilling. And I also, another thing that I was reminded of when you're talking about Shiva was, there are like a lot of these a couple of the scenes in this film I think do a good job at like the transitions. I'm a big fan of that. I think the one that stands out to me the most was, I think, and I hear myself, by the way, thanks, Kira. It's Kira, right?
No,
Wait, or is
I
it
think it's
Spencer?
me. I tried to mute my mic so I could take a drink, and then apparently it's just echoing you, so that's cool.
Yeah, just mute your Discord. But what I was gonna say is, I don't know if you guys noticed like the transitions, but there were like a lot of cool transitions. My favorite one was, I think he like closed the window, and there were like ivy growing on the side, and the ivy grows bigger, and then they open the window again. I think it's when he makes pancakes for the first time and he burns the hell out of it. And I was like, that's a really cool transition. I appreciate that. So, just something I wanted to bring up because you reminded me. With that being said, do you have something?
No, when you said transition, it reminded me of the scene where I think they're in that that other house where that old guy like knocked on the door or whatever, and then she gave him the locket. I think it's this scene, but like when it's transitioning to another one, it pans the camera so that it shows Shiva on the bed, and then he's also sitting on the bed, but he's like blocked by a vase with water in it. I thought that was interesting, but I don't have.
No, yeah, like the way they like. What I really liked was this show. Bringing up another anime that like not all of us have watched, unless you did watch. Did you watch Violet Evergarden?
Not yet, no.
Yeah. So, but what this reminded me a lot of Violet Evergarden's art style, where it just feels like they took so much care into like making every frame look really nice. Like regardless if it was like like the meadow, like the mountains, the skies, and then even when they do the interior shots, like I remember the vase scene. It's just a nice shot of him just sitting down, and it just adds a lot of artistic depth, and just really gets you immersed. And I guess also we didn't really talk a lot. I didn't talk a lot about the main dude. I'm assuming he's called Teacher, right, Kira?
Teacher.
They call him Teacher, right? Oh, she's gone.
Nice.
Okay,
10.
I'm not still muted. What? Hello?
Can we have
Hello?
one shred of professionalism? You
I
know what?
I said yes when you asked.
You're muted.
No, I wasn't.
I didn't hear it either.
Oh my gosh.
You
this
might
is
not have
It's
been
in
muted,
the
but
it's in
Discord
the
did not pick it
recording.
up.
It's
It
in
is
the
not in the
recording.
recording, I promise
It
you.
is.
Alright, moving on from that. You know, I liked his what do you call that? Like the way he looks. I liked his art, like
design.
his design, yeah, his character design. I like that. He looks really cool. And I think it also, props to his voice actor because with his design, you don't really get to see much of his facial expression. Even like when they animate most of the time his eyes, it's not like his eyes get like angry or sad. It's just he's just chilling. He's just living in the moment. And I think it really, you know, props to the guy for being able to showcase a lot of emotion, but all you can really see is this dark mass with no face. So I like that. And I think in terms of his story, it's a fantasy story, so, he knows like he can't pass the curse along, but at the same time he really can't remember his humanity. So when he sees the locket, it's kind of sad that he would leave that locket behind in the house. But Shiva's there to, keep it for him, to keep that sense of humanity for him. And, plot really, the symbolism of the locket and his character development as he goes and he realizes, I thought it was a really nice, very wholesome. Yeah, anyone else can jump in.
Kira, do you have anything to
No.
add?
Or, yeah, it's your turn.
So yeah, like I also thought it was beautiful and very fairy tale like with the art design and the direction, and I think it's quite unique for that. I got like a little nostalgia. I don't know why, but like from watching it, it's just like it induces nostalgia. This is very sweet. Um, I watched the English version, and I think the voice acting was really good. They had all the characters had like accents, like Irish or Scottish, something. So that was nice.
Is that where it's from? Do you know where this story's from? Did you get to look it up?
No, I
I didn't look it up
don't.
either. We should look it up.
Rip the
Well,
lore.
I'll look it up. You can keep talking.
Where is that? So, I mean, there's not really anything bad to say about it. I think I wish it was longer, but for the 3 episodes that they were very well made, and I was invested, and it was a lovely story. And that's about it.
I'm glad that it ended when it did because then there wasn't anything like bad about it, if that makes sense. Like because it was short, there wasn't really anything that could be done poorly.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that the final scene was bad, but again, I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, I think understanding the whole plot probably the only thing that the film doesn't do well. But I don't feel like you're supposed to understand it. You're supposed to just take in the whole setting, the whole atmosphere of the film. And I also agree with your. It did like I felt like something like nostalgic, but I don't think it was nostalgic. It was more for me. It was just more like it reminded me of something I saw as a kid, whether it was like a storybook or just like something I saw on TV as a kid. But it does like the way it looks. It does look like more simplistic, more child, like more focused in that type of nature. And
I didn't get any sort of
me see.
nostalgia feelings, just like picture book vibes, just from the way it was animated. So
So it says the whole title is called The Girl from the Other Side. I'm not even gonna pronounce that, but apparently it's in Irish. And it is a title of a traditional Irish song. So I guess it has some Irish influence, which is why the English did be Irish. Did you like it, Kira?
Of course.
But there was like nothing
Liked
there was
it,
no
but
like
it was
there was no references about there was no like Irish uh like talking about like something about their culture in it. It was just the
not
story.
that I caught.
Okay.
It seemed pretty straightforward, like straightforward, but also abstract. If that makes sense.
No, I think that's what I feel like that's a good way of describing it.
Yeah, like things are intentionally like vague,
And not explained.
but not in a bad way.
But you
'cause
understand it.
there's nothing deeper to it.
You
Yeah.
can
It's
understand
just
it.
surface level. You understand it until the last scene where they're underwater, and then you have no idea what's going on. The main thing that confused me is like I thought she was just gonna turn into the fucking flower, and then like he came back out of the water and he's still holding her, but he still had the flower in his pocket.
Yeah, I'd like to know what that was about. But this was just a manga. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but this also had a Kickstarter. I don't know if you like.
Yeah, that's
I was listening to the song in the credits,
crowdfunding.
and I was like, wow. No, it was an act. It was Kickstarter because they had all their names.
That's what crowdfunding.
So I was like, wow. Yes, all right, Kira. It was crowdfunded.
Anyway, the song at the end was beautiful.
I liked it too.
It was alright. No, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like it's not my favorite or anything.
It was that.
Aye.
But yeah. Did you guys watch the other one? The other OVA?
The older one?
The older one?
No.
Okay, I watched it because it was only 10 minutes long.
Oh, okay. I would have watched it then, but Kira was very specific on the 2022 version, so
I mean, you could do whatever you want.
well, that's what Calvin did.
Okay.
It was 10 minutes long and it had no dialogue.
That's interesting.
But-
Was it the same characters?
Yes, it was the same characters. But the story is a little bit different. As in, like, there was no underwater scene. I mean, if you guys want to watch it, I don't want to spoil it. Literally 10 minutes long. But it I think retains the same aspects where it's more of a like it looks good, like artistically. And maybe that's where they got a lot of influence from, because it still had that, you know, like how, you know, like that. I don't know what you call it, but like there's like this flickering thing, like their animation with him
I know
and
what you're
Shiva.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it was also in the first OVA, so I assumed like they just kept it. But yeah, it was good. And I liked how they were able to show, without dialogue, they were able to show like the curse without having to tell it. So, you know, give it a watch if you have time to spare. I mean, I was curious, that's why I watched it. Cause I was like, is it that bad? But I realized no, it's just 10 minutes long.
You're under the assumption it was gonna be bad.
Yeah. If they like remake it.
I wouldn't think it would be bad if they remade it. So obviously that, I mean, well, I guess it could be objectively bad, but that would mean that like enough people liked it for it to have gotten made again.
Because when I think about it, because I have two things. I think when I think of something being remade, I think of the Fate one. I think you watched the old one, right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the old one because people said it wasn't good. But Unlimited Blade Works was good. And then I don't know if you ever watched Canon.
I did not.
I did.
They had like an old one and a new one, and the old one apparently was not very good. But I mean, it's one episode. So I didn't expect like it was terrible. I just thought. Also, it was weird. Like my website said it was like 25 minutes long, and I clicked on it and it was only 10. But it's just 10 minutes.
Does that conclude our thoughts?
Does it conclude our thoughts? Anything else, Garrett? Did you think it was it like a good comparison or a good like related thing to Somali?
A bit. Like Somali had a lot more focus on their relationship, like expanding, and also on like the world building and stuff. So I think it's definitely like, I don't know, the luxury of time maybe. So I can't, like, it's hard to compare them, but it's no Somali. But it's pretty good. But definitely not on that level.
Yeah, I think A, it just had less time. So you obviously couldn't flesh anything out. And B, I think it was just a different story.
Yeah.
Like they're both fantasy, just different stories. But I thought it was good. So is there anything else?
No, I think the only thing left to do is to give it a rating, correct?
Yes, sir. So what would you give Akira? Start from you. Interesting.
8 out of 10. Yeah, maybe like an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
You
want to go next?
I give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. And I will give it a 4 out of 5. It was good. If I was able to understand the plot entirely, probably giving it a full 5. But for what it is, as like visually and its music and its audio, I think it's good. Pretty good. And I think there we have it. Nice film. We are 2023 is different, huh? Where
So far.
went from Gantz, now we're here. Beautiful. Kira redemption arc, amazing. Can't wait to see him more.
Her redemption
Or
arc
is-
is just movies.
Or is this just a fluke? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we need series. You can't just keep getting by through movies.
Oh, you know what I found out is that the guy that directed Tokyo Godfathers? He's the same guy that directed Perfect Blue, which makes a lot of sense having seen that, but I don't think either of you have seen it.
Nope.
Really good movie.
I'm pretty sure it's like in my house there's a poster of it.
Damn. He's got a poster of a movie he's
think-
never seen before.
I think it's not mine. But yeah, so whose turn is it?
It's your turn.
It's my turn. Really?
Yes, sir. Go from Chainsaw
Kira,
Man to the girl from the other side, and now it's your turn.
Kira, I'm
No.
down to give you another
No.
shot.
Thank
Do not
you.
do that. Remember the last time you gave her another shot?
Well, if you don't give her another shot, you gotta watch what I want to watch. I know what I want to watch. I don't know if you guys want to watch it.
That's the whole
Like
point.
how badly would you guys not watch something? It has to be really bad.
It depends on what it
Oh,
is.
you watch Gantz.
It's like
Wait, no,
that
you watch
weird-
Gantz. No, no, no,
that
no.
It's the one with
weird-
the
No, no, if we
uncle.
can watch- We can watch that. We can watch anything.
Yeah.
No, no.
No,
we
the
can watch that.
fuck
We can
we
watch anything. Yeah, we
No.
can.
No, we
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, we can.
No, we can't.
I'm ready.
This is why
I'm
we
ready.
watched the first episode together.
I'm ready.
No, what is the anime
I'm ready. I'm linking
that
in
you're
the chat.
proposing?
I'm linking it in the chat. Why do I have to propose?
Because equal rights.
No, I'm not proposing. We're watching it.
That's the whole.
No, we're watching it. We're
You're
watching it.
proposing- What if I've seen it already?
Dictator
Then yeah,
arc.
Exactly.
I saw.
I
this
want to
already.
watch. I want to watch
I saw it already.
Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs.
I legitimately have seen that already.
Come on, Kira.
Rejected.
No, you're lying. Lying. Name me one character and you can't say Yuna.
The hot springs.
No,
I'd be
incorrect.
surprised if she could name characters from Chainsaw Man.
Incorrect.
Oh shit! Can I?
See, this is what I'm talking about.
There's
There's
power.
literally. Yeah, good
There's.
job.
Power doesn't count. We literally looked at her before we started talking about this shit.
I didn't look at her, so.
Bro,
it's
I
fine.
literally showed you her on the screen.
There's Genji. There.
It is not his name. Racist.
There's Genji with a D.
Jesus Christ.
Aki. Yep, we're getting there. There's that girl whose name started with a K. I don't remember what the pink-haired lady's name was. Like Michaela,
Pink?
but Japanese. Sure, that'll. close
Pink?
enough. Yeah, pink.
Bro, what? Okay, we need to stop this before it gets any worse.
What are you talking about?
Who are you talking about? Who?
Just
The
talking about
pink-haired-
Makima.
Oh, Makima?
Hair not
Isn't her
pink.
hair pink?
I thought it was red.
The fuck?
Hold on, let's find out.
No,
Definitively
when
pink.
pink
It should be
hair,
red.
I'm thinking 02, not Makima.
It's what?
They are two completely different colors.
It's literally pink.
Disagree.
It's literally pink.
And you're literally an intern.
And that's okay.
I don't care either way, so
It's literally,
whatever you want.
It's literally.
I remember her
What's
name,
wrong
so
with you?
I don't. I remember her name, so I literally never have to say the pink-haired girl.
Oh man.
Her name
Nah,
is.
but for real, Kara, you watched this? Are you lying?
What is this anime, Calvin?
Are you lying? Yes
Bro,
or
there's no way you just say what is this and after having just said you
No,
already
no, no,
watched
no, no,
it.
I'm being real. If you don't, are you lying or not? Because now I have to think of another one.
Let me read the synopsis and I'll get back to you on that.
Bruh,
She didn't watch it.
if you did, this is why we watched the first episode together.
Yes or no? Did you watch it?
Might have.
Jesus Christ.
This is episode 2.
We're not supposed to be recording past this part.
No, they need to know what's next.
That's not how we did it in the first one. It's supposed to be
Oh,
a
it looks
surprise.
like someone didn't
Someone
watch
didn't
it. Is that
watch.
right?
It's supposed to be a surprise. I was told
Maybe-
that we stopped recording.
Maybe
so
we shouldn't though,
someone
because
lied
if
to me.
if we all watch this first episode and we're like, nah, then that doesn't
No,
really
there's
work.
no way. You can't say nah. No, no, hold on. We watched Gons. I really don't want to hear none of this. None of this. 20, what is it, 24
You're the one who came up with
episodes?
the idea to start watching it all together.
That was Kira.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Damn.
If you telling
My
me
fault.
we can't watch anything, if we could watch 24 episodes of Gons, I think we can watch anything.
Gaunt's
No.
wasn't even like the worst though. I like objectively it was the worst, but it wasn't the most painful to watch.
So, look, just answer the question. Do I have to watch another one? Do I have to choose another one?
Well, it depends on
No, it
the
is not
first
depending.
episode.
If we watch this
not-
first episode, I'm
That's
I
the
am
whole-
doing my
You
doing
can
my,
watch it. I will not watch it. That's fine.
I am enabling my dictator powers.
That's
No.
fucked up, Kira.
We
That's
watching.
the whole point where we can say yay or nay. That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
but it has to be majority, and I have not cast my vote.
We didn't watch anything. What are you voting for?
That. What do you just said? I'm not watching this.
I said if it's not what I meant to say. If we if I don't like it, I'm not watching it. I don't have to like it, but if it's like that other anime, I'm not watching it.
No, you don't have to like it. You just have to watch it. I
No,
don't
but-
care if you like. You can give it a 0. You still gotta watch it.
Sure. Sure thing.
All right.
Totally going to watch it.
Does that conclude?
Yeah, that concludes episode 2 of the Anime Club. Always gotta thank Kira for bringing in positive vibes.
Thank you,
I
Kira.
did initially. You're welcome.
Horrendous.